Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
Well, for one, I mean, look at the drip rail. You know what I mean? It's gone. Put your finger all the way up in the roof. It's gone. Okay. The roof skin, we had to cut it. Back here, this section right here, you know, that's livable. You know, patch that, and then when you get in here, it's gone. There's nothing there. All right, y'all, welcome back. Today is Sunday, August 31st, 2025, about 11 o'clock in the morning. It's the day before Labor Day. Speaking of Labor Day, I know I posted on Instagram and I posted a post on YouTube, but maybe some people don't see that. I'm running a special this weekend through midnight tomorrow, 10% off everything on the website, LoneStarLowsShop.com. Or you can go to LoneStarLows.com, that's a landing page, and then you can click on shop. It takes you to the website that I have. We offer products, we have accumulators, we have cylinder sleeves, we have firewalls, we have merchandise, shirts, cups, stickers, all that stuff. Everything's 10% off through tomorrow midnight and free shipping always. Anyways, this weekend we took some time and got back on the 62. We had taken a break. Worked on some other stuff. Where we last left off on this car, we wet sanded the roof in 600 grit and gray scuff pad. That was probably a month ago. And I'm getting ready right now to re-clear it. So flow coat. What we did yesterday was we masked it off. Basically, we're not professionals at masking, but it's covered. And we went over it again with a gray pad to kind of refresh the scratches. Masked off the moonroof opening, and I'm going to be re-clearing it right now, 3 more coats. You may wonder why we're not doing the whole shell. Well, for one, it's just me, and this is to try and re-clear all this and get it nice. It's quite a task, so we're cutting it in half. I'm going to do the roof separate, and so I don't have to worry about rubbing up on the quarter panel or anything. Could reach good. I think the hardest part is going to be me getting in this thing to spray this flange right here. I'm going to save that for the last coat. So I'm going to throw 2 coats on here. Third coat, I'm going to get inside, spray the flange, come out, and do a third pass on the outside. What I've done so far off camera was I wiped it down with some SPI 710 solvent-based wax and grease remover, USC pump sprayer. This thing has been really good to me. It also works really well on the alcohol-based wax and grease remover. I use these tough cloths. I get them on Amazon. They're pretty good, and I haven't seen any lint that they leave behind. I'm going to be spraying the Euro Clear Coat. You guys watch the channel. It's my go-to. I've been reading some comments on some other channels about people reducing their clears, and they say, oh, you shouldn't reduce your clear, blah, blah, blah. Well, this clear calls for it. So I would follow, you know, the chemist recommendation versus, you know, play garage chemist. So this stuff mixes 4 to 1 to 1. 4 parts this, 1 part slow activator, 1 part slow reducer. I'm running slow because it is currently 86 degrees in here right now. I had these ACs running in overnight, and it's starting to warm up now. So mixed up 30 ounces right now. I think that's plenty for 1 coat. But I'm going to spray 1 coat on here and see what's left in the cup, and then I can gauge how much more I'm going to need. So I think as the coats progress, we're going to need maybe an ounce or 2 less. So anyways, let me get to put my head covering on, get these fans running, and we're gonna hose this thing down. You know, Bobby asked the question yesterday, you know, why flow coat? We don't have to. We don't have to. We can easily we could have just wet sand this with 1500, 2000, 3000, buffed it. But I told him that once it's flow coated, I think that we'll probably be able to denib it and cut it with maybe 2,000 grit and 3,000 and then buff. So we can have a lot more clear left on there and a lot less effort when it comes to wet sanding and buffing, because what's going to happen is the clear is going to land on a sanded flat panel right now, 600 grit. If you think of when you're painting the car, you know, you sand your primer with 600 grit and then you spray your sealer, then you spray 3 coats of base, and then you spray 3 coats of clear. That is 7 sprayed coats of texture. And I don't care how good you are, you're not going to be able to get glass mirror-like finish out the gun. It's impossible. You can get really close. So what we do is we cut it down flat, so now it's a smooth surface, and we're going to go 3 layers on top of a smooth surface. Hopefully we don't get any mosquitoes or anything. Enough yapping. Let's get to spraying. I'm going to bring you guys back after the first coat.
Here we are, first coat. Thing is really slicking out right out the gun. The Iwata LPH 400 is a really good gun with this Euro Clear mix 4:1:1. It's kind of become my go-to, kind of become a staple for me. So right there, I mean, it looks like it's ready, you know, but that's only 1 coat of clear, and if we were gonna denib or have to buff or anything like that, you know, you're living dangerous. So we're gonna go ahead and put the full 3 coats total, so 2 more coats. A little bit dry right there, a little bit, but it slicks out with the 2nd and the 3rd coat. Doing a little tacky test. We're about ready. It was about 10-15 minutes in between coats.
All right, this is 2 coats in. It probably doesn't look much different than the first coat on camera, but it's definitely slicking out. I only waited 10 minutes in between the first and the 2nd coat. I did the tacky test. So basically you find an area that, you know, you mount on the car and, you know, it's almost ready for the final. That's a little sticky right there. See how it's kind of stringy? Maybe another 10 minutes. It's glassing out real nice. Say a prayer that we don't get no love bug landing on it. Them love bugs been out of control over here where we're at. But we're almost out the woods here. Last coat, I'm gonna hook you guys up to the wall so you can see how I'm spraying it. Bring you guys back in about 10 minutes. It's gonna be the 3rd coat, 3rd and final coat. So I'm gonna get my big ass in there and we're gonna spray the flange first. Then we're gonna do the rest of the roof. 3rd coat's been 10 ounces per coat. I mixed up 30 ounces. So we're almost perfect. We're having a really good morning. Let's spray this last coat. Hopefully no incidents to report.
All right, y'all, on that inside flange there, we just went 1 coat of clear because all we did was scuff that with the gray Scotch-Brite. So it already had 3 coats of clear on it, so we just didn't want it dull. We just wanted it shiny, you know, and glossy to match the rest of the roof. Overall, it wasn't really that bad. When you're spraying this clear on top of sanded clear, you have to really watch as your clear is landing on the panel, because it will run on you. It's a whole different process than spraying on top of base coat, from what I've learned at least. I'm sure the professionals already know that, or they have their own technique of spraying. So here I am spraying the driver's side. We're doing about 80% overlap. We're using the Iwata LPH 400 1.4 silver cap. About 2.5 turns on the fluid and about 26-28 psi. Really spraying the horizontal panel like that is pretty straightforward. The thing you need to look for when you're doing this is when you're coming around that sail panel. You have to adjust your technique, because if you don't, you could run it right there as the roof meets the sail panel area. You go too heavy right there, or you don't watch your distance, and you could have a pretty nasty run. Luckily, we were able to spray this whole roof 3 times. We didn't get any runs.
Here we are, guys, the finished product. Do have some nibs, that's expected. I think it's just pollen. Could be some lint from my shirt, but man, really not much. The only intake I have when I spray with the door closed is above the roll-up door right there. So in theory, that intake air would come, hopefully make its way to the exhaust fan before landing on the roof. That's in theory, but no runs. I sprayed exactly how much clear I had, and I think this is gonna need, man, maybe 2,000 grit. I mean, really, it doesn't really need much at all. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I can't emphasize enough, stick to your gun and stick to your product and learn the product, learn how to use it, learn how to make adjustments with temperature, because right now it is 93 in here. When we started out, it was in the high 80s. So not much of a temperature change, but really the only thing you can't control when you're painting in a garage is the environment. Everything else you can control. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Y'all stay tuned for Wednesday. We're gonna have a way back Wednesday. It's gonna be good. We're gonna talk about the first 64 that I had. And I had big dreams and small pockets, man. Which I know a lot of you guys watching the channel could probably relate to. You're trying to build a car, trying to, you know, work with a budget, work with time you have, and all that, man. So we're getting right into it. Y'all stay tuned for more work. And thanks for watching.